Let's set up a video animation in Unreal Engine. Hi, I'm Mayana with Unreal for Reals. See how to create a camera and move it to different positions in your film sequencer to create a video in Unreal Engine. If you like helpful tips like this, be sure to like and subscribe. If you're not already at your preferred view, go to that bookmark that we created in a previous tutorial. And now that you have everything laid in, you may want to update your starting point for the first frame in the sequence that we're going to create. Now I think I have a little too much sky and the scene feels a little too distant. So I'm going to move around a little bit. That looks better to me. Okay, now let's open our video editor by creating a sequence in the top toolbar. Click the sequence icon and then click Add Level Sequence. And we'll name this one Lake View Sequence. And then click Save. You should now see the sequencer timeline. And now we need to add a camera actor that will take the shot. In the sequencer, click the little camera icon. You'll see images of the project in the timeline. Now you're looking through the camera viewport. So in the top toolbar, notice that it changed from perspective to Send Camera Actor. And we want to set a wide angle on this. In the left sidebar of sequencer, click once on the Send Camera Actor to select it. And then go open the Details panel. Set Film Back to 16:9 DSLR to get that wide angle. And then in the crop settings, set it to 2.39 and close your Details panel. You can use your normal viewport motion tools with the mouse and keyboard arrows to reposition the camera to the view that you want to start with. I like this one, so we're going to leave it here. And you want to bookmark that position. So click on the Send Camera Actor, go to Bookmarks, Set Bookmark, and let's put this one to bookmark 4. Next, we want to set our video length. And instead of frames, let's use seconds. In the tools at the top of the sequencer, click the 30 frames per second drop down, and then click Show Time As. Then click Seconds. And we want to extend our time. Right now we're at 5 seconds. In the lower right, click the one on the right for Working Range End. And we'll set it to 90 seconds, which is 1.5 minutes. Now, you don't really want to make super long sequences here because they'll take forever. So you want to do shorter sequences and then you can paste those together later. Now let's make our view longer in the sequencer. See the little bar down here? Drag the right handle out so we can see all 90 seconds. That's actually right here at the very end. Now we need to extend our camera actor to the same length. Drag that whole thing out to 90 seconds. And then drag the red line all the way to the end as well. Now we're ready to set our first keyframe. So in our sequencer, our playhead is at the beginning. We want to mark this as a keyframe for our starting point. To add your first keyframe in the sequencer, ensure Send Camera Actor is highlighted and hit Enter. See the dots? Those are keyframes marked at this spot. Now when the video starts, I want it to stay in this position for about 15 seconds before moving. So let's add another keyframe at 15 seconds without moving the camera. To do that, click and drag your playhead to about the 15-second mark. Right there. And then hit Enter. And we have another set of keyframes. And now I want the camera to pan to the right. So let's add a third keyframe all the way out here to about 60. I want to take a while to do that. And now we're going to move our camera to the next spot by using our mouse and arrow keys. So Alt-click with your mouse in the scene and use your arrow keys to move over. And I think, let's set the speed down to 1. I don't want to move around that fast. Okay, now let's just keep moving. I want to come all the way over to this part of our scene and hit enter. Now let's play this sequence. You can use the controls at the bottom to get the playhead back to 0, but I'm going to move it to about 10 seconds so we don't have to wait so long to see movement. I'm going to hit play by hitting space on my keyboard. And you can see that we're slowly moving over. Now the speed of how fast we move depends on how long out we set this other keyframe, which is going to be 60 seconds. So it's going to take us that long to move into the new position. And you get the idea of how that works. Now to stop the playhead, you can just hit your space bar again. Now if you don't like the timing of your camera movement, you can easily change it by moving the keyframes. So let's say that I want the movement to start at 5 seconds instead of 15. So all I have to do is drag my mouse around these dots, these keyframes, at 15 seconds, and that selects all of them. And then I can click and drag them over to be about 5 seconds. And now it's going to start that movement after 5 seconds. And let's say I want to get to the end of this a lot faster too. So I'm going to drag around the last keyframe at 60, and I'm going to move it over to 30 seconds. Now let's play that. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning and start our sequence again by hitting space. So we stay still for the first 5 and then we start moving. And it's going to be a little bit faster this time because we set it down to 30 seconds. So we get there a lot quicker. So you get the idea. I'm going to stop by hitting space. Now you can also add more keyframes by positioning the playhead and then positioning the camera and then hitting enter again. So let's go all the way over here to 40. And we want to tilt our view up a little bit. And then hit enter. And then let's put the playhead at 50 seconds. And I want to move forward. I'm going to go across the lake to the other side. So hit Alt mouse and my arrow key. I want to go right through the tree. Let's just go to there and hit enter. Now I want to turn and look back at where I was. So let's go to 60 seconds. Alt on my mouse and just turn all the way around. Actually, I may want to go the other way, but that gives you an idea of where I was. Hit enter. And let's play all of this. So I'm going to go back to where we were here. And you can see the tilt. So you can get all kinds of nice frame shots. And then we're going to start moving. Go right through the tree. Now I could put another keyframe when we get to this point to just stay there instead of turning around. And you see that it turned in the opposite direction, which is fine for me. Now let's say you don't like one of those. Okay, maybe I don't like that turnaround. So I'm going to highlight all of these and hit delete, and they're gone. Now I'll go back to the last place I was. Once you get the camera movements the way you want, save the sequence. And you can do that by hitting File, Save All, and it will save the sequence too. Okay, that's it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and see the next tutorial for how to render an MP4 sequence in Unreal Engine.